Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy, and today we're going to unbox a Black Series 3 3/4 inch. This is Rey of Jakku. So let's go check this girl out. Come on. Alright guys, here we are with a 3 3/4 inch Black Series figure from The Force Awakens. This is Rey of Jakku. And we are going to unbox this figure today, but before we get that far, I just want to quickly spin the packaging around and let you guys take a look at it. Okay, so what you get on the back here is just a quick figure description, and I'll go ahead and read that to you guys. Rey. Rey is a resilient survivor, a scavenger toughened by a lifetime of dealing with the cutthroats of the harsh desert world of Jakku. Okay, there's not a whole lot there, just basically letting you know Rey lives on Jakku, and it's not a nice place. Okay, so as you can see, one of the great things about these Black Series figures is they usually come with a lot of accessories, or I guess depending on the figure. And another thing that's really great about these figures is usually they have a lot of detail, or attention paid to detail, and there's a lot of articulation on these figures, so we will run through that. But here is Rey, and as you can see, we get a backpack, the staff, and the head wrap that she wore while she was scavenging inside the Star Destroyer. So go ahead and pop that out and take a look at it real quick. It's not a whole lot to it, it's just flexible plastic. But you can see that's from the famous shot in the trailer where she first pops her head up. Very cool. So, alright, let's see what else we have in here. Whoops. So we have what appears to be a little backpack, and I think this accessory may have meant to be a little more significant in the film because I have another action figure where she comes with it, but I don't remember her really using it or them making a point about it in the film. And you can see there's little removable straps there that they should pop off here. And okay, yeah, so you can put this backpack on, is what it looks like, and we'll give that a shot here in a second. Okay, and then of course you have the famous staff that she walked around with, and I'm still going to stick with, I think this staff has some significance to her story, and we will find out next year when we see episode 9. Alright, and then of course we have Rey herself in here. But here she is. Very nice figure, and you can see all the extra articulation points at the elbow, and we'll look at them a little bit closer here. But she's one of these characters you're going to have some restricted movement on her, because depending on the outfit of the character, like you can see her legs, you're going to run into the outfit she's wearing when you're looking at moving her legs around. And so one of the other differences I'm seeing is she has her gloves on. You don't see that in a lot of Rey figures. I just did a review recently of her 3 3/4 inch of her speeder bike, excuse me, and she has the gloves on that figure, and that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that actually other Rey figure that has the gloves on that she was wearing. So that's very interesting. And when you buy her with the speeder, she's actually wearing this little hood wrap. So I want to check out how she interacts with these things. But before we get that, I just wanted to show you guys a really quick, I just want to put her staff in her hand in here for a reason. You'll see here for a second. Just want to do a real quick comparison of the difference between a Black Series Rey, right here, 3 3/4 inch, and this other Rey here is the from the Force Awakens standard line, the regular 3 3/4 inch figure. And so you can see the difference in the figures, and just depending on what kind of figure you want to have in your collection. So these little Black Series 3 3/4 inch figures, they typically run about $11, $12 is what I find them for in my area. But I do find them on clearance every now and then. I've gotten them as low as $4 before. Wow, okay. And so this is the standard Rey figure from the Force Awakens, and your typical normal 3 3/4 inch figure usually runs you about $7-8 at the store, just depending. So just so you can see what you're gonna get in for a few extra dollars, you'll see the difference. You can see there's like, look at her boots. You can see how there's a lot more detail in the Black Series boot. There's texture on it and things like that. And like another example is, look at the staff she's wearing. You can see they actually painted the strap brown on the Black Series one, where on the regular one it's just the same color as the staff. It's things like, you can see how her outfit actually has layers to it, where on here it's all just one big molded piece. But I just wanted to show you guys, and to me the head sculpt on the Black Series one is just a little bit better. It's a little bit higher quality, and it's just so if you can decide what you want to spend your money on. Do you want to spend a few extra dollars to get a little higher quality figure, or would you rather budget shop and get a Rey that's a little simpler? So it's up to you. I just wanted to show you guys the difference between a Black Series Rey and a standard action figure Rey. So, all right. So, and like I was talking about the backpack, see, she comes with the backpack for the standard range, just to show you like the difference between them. So you see how the Black Series backpack has the little canister is, on the backpack is actually painted like it's gray and metallic, where on the one from the standard line it's all one color. But that's what you get with a Black Series. There's a little more detail to them. So, all right, let's move on looking at Black Series Rey here. So, of course, as we said, this is her staff. And you can see, like I was saying, the strap is painted brown and a little more detail to it. And so what I wanted to do, though, is actually try to get this little... Okay, so I'm looking in here, and if you look in here where you're supposed to stick Rey's head, you see how small that hole is? There's no way you're getting that head through here. So to be honest with you, I don't even know why they put this in the pack, because I don't think it's going to fit her. All right. Oh, you know what? I hate to do this, but we're going to do it. This must be one of those figures you pop the head off. It just looks so weird to me. I'm sorry. Okay, that's how it works. I was wondering how that was going to happen. I was thinking, there's no way I'm getting her head through that little tiny hole. Okay. So, yes, you're supposed to do that. Some of the figures the heads are designed to pop off for switching the accessories out. But there you go. There she is in her scavenging outfit, the full scavenging outfit with the head wrap. So, but just in case you were wondering, yes, you're supposed to pop the head off to swap the heads out. So, I know this is just the head wrap, but technically I guess it's a second head for this figure. So, very cool. Alright, so I know some of you guys, this might be traumatizing, so close your eyes, look away. Okay, so there you go. There is Rey with her scavenging head on. And then again, I want to real quickly run through this thing. This was the backpack. And sometimes getting these accessories like this on these figures is a little bit tricky, and to be honest with you, can be somewhat frustrating. So I might have to do this off camera. But you can see there's little tiny straps with little tiny holes and little tiny... Alright, so I was able to get the backpack on. I had to do it off camera there for a second. But you can see it is on her. She can wear it. And it's just a little bit tricky to get it on and off. The straps are a little stiff, but there you go. It doesn't open or anything like that. The little metal piece or whatever that canister is does not come out. So, but there you go. She does come with a little backpack. And I'll show you how you guys get it back off. So you just want to pop the straps off, obviously. And if you can, only do one at a time. So then that way when you're putting it back on and off, you only have to do one of the straps, but you can see what I'm talking about here. So you have these tiny little holes in this tiny little strap, and it mates up with this tiny little pin on the backpack. So that's, and even when I'm not trying to do it on the figure, it's still a little tricky. So, but there you go. That's how her backpack works. Very cool. All right. So real quick, let's run through the articulation on this figure. So, of course, we're going to have head movement all the way around because, as you saw when we took her head off, her head's actually on a ball joint. So you have up and down and round and side to side. So very good. And then looking at her arms here, so you're going to have shoulder rotation and shoulder up and down. Same thing with her elbow. We should have a rotation and an up and down, and her wrist rotates as well, and you should have an up and down on that. And I gotta be honest, I'm amazed they can put this much articulation in a figure that is so small with such small arms. You can see she's got smaller arms than, say, a male figure. Not that that's a bad thing, I'm just making an observation that her arms are smaller than a male figure, so it just amazes me that they can get that much articulation in these little figures. Very impressive. So she should have a little bit of waist movement, and you can see it right here. It's actually, they blended in with the belt, the point of articulation, so she does have waist articulation. You can spin her around, and let's see here, and she's got a little bit of back and forth movement, but okay. And then let's see here, looking at her legs, and as I mentioned earlier, you're gonna have restricted movement on her legs because of all these pieces she has on her robe drooping down. So let's see here, I'm trying to see, it's a little hard to tell because of all this stuff, but she does have, you can rotate her leg at the hip here, and then you can do it as well at the knee. And I like what they did here. You can see they blended the point of articulation with the cuff on her pants end, or the end of her pants are. So I like when they do that. It kind of hides the point of articulation a little bit. But then looking at her knee, you should have up and down and a rotation as well. You can rotate it. And same thing with her ankle. You can rotate it, and then there's up and down movement. Okay, very good. And I believe for her movements, that is about it. And one thing I'm noticing that's kind of interesting is she actually, some of these black figures, the Black Series figures, excuse me, when the characters that come with guns, and this one doesn't, because this is at a point in the movie before she met Han Solo and before she gets handed that blaster from him. You can actually see it looks like she has a trigger finger out. So I guess if you had extra accessories and you wanted to put a gun in her hand, you could do that. And it's actually on both hands too. So that's very interesting. They gave a trigger finger to Rey, who doesn't have a gun. So interesting. Okay. All right, guys. Trying to get her to hold her staff one more time for me here. And let's check here. So you can see she holds it in that hand. She's got a pretty good grip on it. But it is popping out on me, isn't it? Okay, come on, guy. Okay, so she holds her staff, and just looking at the way her hands are sculpted, it looks like you should be able to get it into both of her hands here. Very good. Okay, so you can put it in either hand, and she's got a pretty good grip on it. And then let's check out how well this shoulder strap works here. So you could put it over her shoulder this way, and you can see it's a little, you're getting a little bit of warping on it, but I suppose an accessory like this is probably a little difficult to make. And then sometimes in the film she would sling this thing all the way over her shoulder and across her body. So it looks like you can do that as well. So very cool. But you can see when you force that, how you get a little bit of, it's not very natural, you get a little bit of bend in the staff here, so, you know, maybe that's not supposed to happen. Or you could pop her head off, maybe it would go on there easier. So, okay guys. Alright everyone, there she is. This is your 3 3/4 inch Black Series Rey from Jakku from The Force Awakens. And thanks for watching everyone, I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support, and if you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.